Hello, good morning and welcome back to, well actually I think it's good afternoon. Welcome back to Farmer's Wife Homestead. I'm Stacey if this is the first time we are meeting. It's been 2 weeks since I've posted. I have been incredibly sick with some horrid virus. Yeah, it really knocked me for a six. So hence why I haven't been filming, and I know that you would have understood, so I just rested. I'm still not 100%, but I need to get back into the swing of things, and apparently this can last up to 6 weeks, so yeah. Anyway, so I was trying to decide what kind of video I could film today, and I was just like, well, there's certain things I need to do. This place has just gone to wreck and ruin, even more so than normal. My fridges are an absolute mess. I need to clean them so badly. What else? I just spent the last probably hour cleaning the kitchen, catching up on dishes. It's, when mama's down, mama slash wife, well, I'm not mama to these kids, but I'm still a mama. When wifey's down, then, hubby's good. He took over a couple of the meals there and did some dishes, which is great, but on the whole I just need to get back into the swing of things, hence why I'm making myself film today. Right, so I've decided, right, what do I need to catch up on? And apologies for my voice because I sound very husky, I know. My daughter rang me the other day and she said, oh, I thought I rang my mother, not my father. Right, so garlic prep. I have 4 bags of these garlic left. I brought them probably end of June, start of July. Super cheap. They were $2.50 each. I need to process them and make my little garlic pucks. I haven't had any for probably about 3 months and I miss them. I will keep some whole because it's quite nice having some whole, but I will blitz up the rest. So we're going to do that. Washing eggs. Can you see this? That and the, oh, hang on, how do I, there, I'm looking in the viewfinder. That pink bucket is full of eggs as well. That's 5 days worth of eggs. My girls have just started laying again, so I'm getting about a dozen a day. Yeah, so it's great. I've got some point of lays, so they're just starting to lay, and their eggs are teeny tiny, which is really cute. And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I've got to wash them. I need to, the fridge has got heaps in there, so I've got my little Instant Pot here. We're going to make some, just some, apologies, what do you call it? Boiled eggs? Yeah, just some boiled eggs, but because they're fresh, I'm going to use my Instant Pot. And then I've got a thing of butter, a container of cream. It went off on the 2nd. I think it's the 4th today. I don't know. It's Monday, 3rd, 4th. Who knows? 4th. I'm going to make some butter out of this because I want to do some baking. There's been no baking in the house. So what am I going to do? I decided to do a ginger crunch from my classic Edmonds cookbook. And all my butter's in the freezer, so it's quite good. This is off by a couple of days. It's not off, sorry. It hasn't been opened, so therefore it's still going to be perfect. Whip up some butter. I did that in the last video. If you didn't catch that, go back to the last video. I'm not going to show you how to do it again because we've already done it, so I'll do that off camera. And with that butter, I will make a tray of ginger crunch and have a clean up. Well, I've done a lot of the clean up already because I needed to clean up before I could film. Right, so yeah. Oh, and I've also got to make dinner. So with the eggs, I'm just going to make a couple of quiches, and then I've got some milk to use up, so I'll make a mac and cheese, and we will just have that for dinner. I'm not sure if I'll film that. I don't know. I'll see how much I get through. Oh, Stacey, for almost 5 minutes of yapping in the start of this video, I'm sorry. Ooh. Thank you for all the well wishes on the post that I let you know that I was sick, and that's why I hadn't responded. I hadn't posted, so thank you for those messages. And how are you all? Are you all keeping well? For those that are in the southern hemisphere, this virus is particularly nasty. Right, I'm going to start whipping this cream to make the butter, and then I think I might just go through all the garlic and then put that through my Thermomix. That was loud on my ears. It's finished, but I've got to rinse it yet, and I thought, well, I don't need all of that butter because it should make around 400 grams. I don't need all of it for my baking. I might, and I thought, well, I've got all this garlic. I might make a garlic butter, garlic and herb butter for the freezer. So might do that quickly as well. I've got just about a full container of this now, and I will blitz this up with a little bit of oil, and that's just to help combine it. And then I use about like a teaspoon, about half a teaspoon of garlic, and then pop it into the freezer to freeze up in little balls, and then pop them into another freezer bag. So that, yeah, that's pretty much what I do. But like I said, I might keep some of these whole as well, so for the times that I want to make 40 clove chicken or a garlic sauce or something like that. Right, I'm going to blitz this first one, and then we will make up some herb butter. I'll bring you back for it. Otherwise I'm just going to stand here and yak away, and then I'm going to get the usual, you talk too much comments. I know the bulk of you don't mind it. For me, I mean, I get so many people saying to me it's like they are sitting in my kitchen and we're mates and we're just catching up, and that's how I feel as well. Like, it's been a couple of weeks since I videoed, and even though I don't get to see you guys and I don't get to really know your personalities much, I mean as much as you can through the comments, it's I miss you guys. it's very weird. It's very hard to describe. So yeah, I know you guys don't mind me when I go off on a tangent, especially at the start of my videos, but it's just a catch up, and it's letting you know what we're getting up to, and you know, I do all the things that they say that you shouldn't do on YouTube. There we go. That's perfect. Now I've got this much left. It's quite a bit of the end pieces, but I'm going to sort through it. I was just standing here thinking I will keep, as I said, some whole and throw them in the freezer, but I might make some garlic oil as well. And yeah, because this video, well, the video I was supposed to post next was like a ramen noodle video, and I obviously got sick, and so I planned on making a garlic oil, and anyway, it's a whole different video. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if I'm well enough, that will be the next one. And yeah, so I might just quickly make up some oil for that, and that's basically just heat some oil up and then put it over the garlic, and then you've got a really nice fragrant oil to go in your ramen. I'm going to make my little garlic pucks, and in the meantime I think I might load my pressure cooker with some eggs. So I've just dried off some cloves, big cloves, giving them a smash, and I'm just heating up some oil, and it will be kept in the fridge because I'm pretty sure garlic in oil is not safe preserved. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I read it somewhere, but don't quote me on it. I've just popped all the oil in there. I did it before it got too hot so that it didn't split up everywhere and go all over the place, but that's all I'm going to do. So I don't want it to go brown, and I used my good oil, rapeseed oil. I'm just going to leave that, put that to the side. It was quite interesting reading the comments in the butter making video that a lot of people didn't realise that you need to wash your butter. And although I explained it in the video, you need to wash it so that it doesn't go rancid as quickly. You could leave it in if you wanted to. You don't have to. Well, you should wash it, but if you don't want to, don't. But just know that the butter is not going to last as long. So that's the first rinsing. Now I'm just going to do the second. Now I'm just going to grab some salt. That's about half a teaspoon. And I'm just going to, with my cold hands, squish this in. I'm going to be using this butter straight away. And of course, if you don't want it salted, then you don't need to salt it. And no, you don't put the salt, because this was another question I had, you don't put the salt in with the cream because it's going to get washed out. You put the salt in at this stage. Okay, now we'll measure out how much we need, and the rest we'll make into a little bit of garlic butter. So that's a perfect example of what I mean, is that when I buy a bit more cream than what I actually need, because I never know when I'm going to want cream for a recipe. So yeah, so I didn't use, because I brought two, I didn't use the second one because we all got sick, so I wasn't really cooking a lot, and that's why I've got some leftover cream, and that's why I made the butter. And it just turned out I needed some butter because I forgot to take some out of the freezer. So that's what I mean about buying more butter. Even if you can't get a hold of the big 2 litre or even 1 litre, you know, if you find it a good special, just buy it up, buy it up, buy it up. I've done it both ways. I've popped it all into a bag and then cut off the chunks. I prefer it this way, but yeah, you can put it all into a bag and then cut off chunks if you like. This is just a little bit more hands-on, but I need to make some icing sugar, because I just checked my icing sugar jar and it's almost empty, and I need it for this recipe. So I need my Thermomix to make some icing sugar. And I do have a video if you want to know how to make your own icing sugar and brown sugar and things. I'll leave that linked in the description. I'm going to pop the top over this and then freeze it. Should only take 3 or 4 hours, and then pop them into a bag. I have only got this one tray and I've still got quite a lot of garlic left, so I'll wait until this is done. I'll put this into a bag and then do some more after. So I need to process more garlic and start the ginger crunch. I'll make that up, but I will, if I can find the recipe online, I will link it in the description. I'm almost tempted to finish the garlic tomorrow. I think I will. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. I'm fading fast, my friends, fading fast. I need I don't know that there's going to be enough to make a garlic butter, so we need 125 grams for the actual base, and I like to double the icing, and that's 150 grams for that. So turn this on, what did I say, 125 grams. That's 120, there's 127, and let's measure this, and that's 260, 150, we only need 150. There we go, there's the 150, so I have that much left over. Could make some garlic with it, so we will. Right, so this was for the base, this was for the icing. I'm going to wash my hands again and make up this recipe. What are we going to do? Cream butter and sugar to light and fluffy. And it's half a cup of sugar. I've whipped this, and now I'm going to add the last of the ingredients, which is a cup and a half of flour and some baking powder and some ginger, and then I'm just going to beat this, and then I'm going to put it into the pan. And I'm just going to, it actually feels like it needs some more butter. It does, it's not holding. I'm just going to pop some more butter in. Not quite sure why, but I know for a fact that when I'm sick, I never like to bake because things always fail when I'm sick. I just don't have the right headspace. So hopefully this won't fail. Tiny bit more. That's good. That's holding. That's probably as even as I'm going to get it today. I'm just going to pop it into the oven to bake, and then we make the icing. Okay, so in this pot I have the butter, some golden syrup, and we're going to start melting that together. And then I've just made up some icing sugar, and we need a cup and a half of icing sugar. So I'm going to pop that in there as well, and you're basically just going to melt everything, and then that's going to go over the hot base. I'm not sure if it goes over the hot or whether you wait till it's cold. There's one, there's the half, and I need 6 teaspoons of ginger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to put 1 extra. There's the icing. Sometimes it can have a bit of a small film of butter on the top. If your ratios aren't quite right, you can just add a little bit more icing sugar. But I'm just going to bring this up to temperature, make sure that all that sugar is dissolved well and incorporated into that icing. Oh, let's check that base. Tiny bit longer. About 3 more minutes. Perfect timing for the icing. Just just going to add just a little tiny bit more icing sugar. A very heaped tablespoon. Okay, that's done. Just going to put this aside and we'll pop it onto the base once it comes out of the oven. Here's that butter. That's the last of the butter that I made today. And I've just went and grabbed some parsley out of the garden and I'm just going to roughly chop some parsley. You could add dried herbs, fresh herbs, whatever. And then I'm just going to add a bit of that garlic paste and then pop it in the freezer. And as I want some garlic butter, I can either thaw the whole lot, or if we're having something that would be nice to have a slice of garlic butter on the top, you can just slice it off frozen. Some fresh thyme would be nice as well. Make it nice and garlicky. Just smush all that together and then I'll show you how I'm going to package it up. Okay, I've just grabbed some cling film and I'm just going to pop that butter into there. Now you just want to roll it into a cylinder. You're going to roll like that, and then you're going to take the ends and you're going to twist it that way, and then you're going to twist it the opposite way for the other end. So they're going to be twisted opposite, and then what happens is get myself bubbled up, is that it gets tighter and tighter, and then you roll. I'm pinching the corners here, and I'm rolling at the same time. So see how that's gone all tight now, and you've got a nice tight butter cylinder. Okay, and then you just pop that into the freezer just like that. And if you want to use the whole lot, that's fine. If you want to if you're making some steak or some burger patties or something like that, you can just cut off slices. It's really nice over pan fried chicken as well. Just cut off some slices frozen and then pop that onto whatever you're wanting to use, and that's really delicious as well. Look at that base, beautiful. Right. Oh, the icing isn't quite right. It's not quite right. It needs more icing sugar. That's not going to set up properly. Right, I've added some more. It's not quite right. This goes to prove what I said about try not to bake when I'm sick. Because now I've probably put too much in. It is what it is. See, I knew the butter ratio was not good on that icing. That's why I was happy enough to add more icing sugar. But you can see the glossiness. That's fine. What I'm going to do is just grab a small bit of paper towel and soak up some of that excess butter. There you go. Now it's got a pretty pattern as well. Perfect. It says to cut this up while it's warm. I've never bothered because if we get funny shapes, it doesn't bother me. Right, push on, push on. You have to make dinner for everybody. So I've got 18 eggs here. I've just picked the ones that are the least dirtiest, and I'm going to make a couple of no crustless quiches. And as I said, I'll just make a real simple, easy mac and cheese as well. And I'm pretty sure I've got some ham left, so we'll just make sort of like ham ham quiches. So look at these beautiful eggs from my chickens. So I've got my older ladies and then the new pullets. I just started to lay. I like to crack my eggs into another container, even though I know these are fresh as, like some of these are today's eggs. These were all over the last five days, and it's just, I just like to do it. And then we might pop out to the greenhouse and just have a look at what I can put in here. I'll probably put some spinach and some kale. There's a big beautiful bowl of eggs. Now I'm going to grab some cream. This is a great way to use up eggs. Just trying to think. About 26 chickens. They're not all going to be laying every day because some of them are older. I tend to just keep my girls and you know, let them get into old age, and if they lay me an egg every once a week, then that's fine, they've deserved it. But as I said, I bred some new ones last year, and they will be laying for the next couple of years every day. So yeah, just some cream, then give it a good whisk, and then I'm just going to prepare the 2 pans with the little bits and pieces. I'm just going to check the fridges and see what I've got. Pour this eggy cream mixture over, bung it in the oven, and then all I have to do is just make up a quick mac and cheese, which is just, I'm just going to do a cheese sauce and the pasta. Not even going to put bacon or anything in it. For this I added extra eggs, so there was about 22 eggs in there. About 2 teaspoons of salt, maybe 2 teaspoons, maybe 1.5, because eggs need a little bit, you know, a bit of salt to really bring out the flavour. If you want to add some chilies, add some dry chilli. Give this a really good mix. So I've got 2 dishes here, and I looked in the freezer and I had these cubed potatoes. They're parboiled, so that means half cooked. I thought, oh, that might be quite nice. So I've got potato and ham. I've not done that before, so we're going to give that a go. And then I'm just going to pop some ham in this one here as well, just because I need to use it up. And we got that in a grocery haul a few weeks back. I'll pop the rest into a freeze bag. What else? Right. I do have fresh spinach in my greenhouse, but I need to use up the last of this freezer stuff. Do have this old bag of mixed veg. Starting to get a bit freezer burnt, so I'm going to throw that in. Right, so there's the potato one. And there's the one without the potato. Just going to cut up some fresh spinach and put that in there, and then I'm just going to pour all this in and bake it. So that's all I'm going to do today. I think that's more than enough for me, and I've probably been in the kitchen for almost a couple of hours. I'm very slow today. As I said, I will put a shot of the ginger crunch and what tonight's dinner ends up looking like. I'll put that at the end of the video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the well wishes that you have sent to me, and yeah. I hope you're well, and I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Thank you also for rewatching and watching some of my older videos. That really helps me. Alright, thanks, and I'll see you later. Bye for now.